He was up out of there.
Yeah, no, he got missing. Travion got, I think they say up out of there with an out of there. He got, dude, that play was awesome because Texas had literally just scored a touchdown. It felt like, man, this is starting to move in Texas's direction, like right now. They had got a couple stops. It was loud for Texas's touchdown. Ohio State was quiet. I was sitting there kind of like literally said out of my mouth, this feels like one of those games that Ryan Day loses, because in the Michigan games when it's tight the whole time, something never goes our way, and it always goes the other team's way, Michigan's way. You think about Georgia a couple years ago missing the field goal in a tight one. This felt exactly the same. And then here comes Travion Henderson making a gigantic play. And this year you have Ohio State defense. They have now shown, BB, they can win in a multitude of ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can put up those points against Tennessee, against Oregon. And then if you got to play a defensive battle, there is not a single weakness on this team defensively. So, man, that was exciting to watch. Absolutely excited for this doozy between Ohio State versus Notre Dame, BB. It's going to be another defensive battle. Are you ready to make any early predictions? I assume you're taking Ohio State, but any gameplay predictions? Like, do you think Ohio State's going to be able to run all over Notre Dame? Are they going to lock them down to shut them out? Is Riley Leonard going to be able to run the ball? What are you thinking?
I think the philosophy for me stays the exact same. This Ohio State team has too many stars on both sides of the ball for anybody else in college to really keep up with. Texas, it's 1-2 in amount of money spent this season on their rosters was Texas and Ohio State. Texas kept it close for a little bit, but at the end of the day, it was a 2-score victory for the Buckeyes. So I can see the Buckeyes possibly running away with this one against Notre Dame. I think they're going to be able to stop the run game of Notre Dame. I think they're going to be able to contain Riley Leonard. And on offense, I think we could see a Oregon versus Tennessee type performance where we might see 40 points. We might.
Okay, there we go. I love a good predict, dude. Like, I think about that place had to be jumping after this play right here. I'm talking that place had to be rocking like a little bit crazy how crazy this place had to have been going with this play right here, because after this it's like, Ohio State has over a 99% chance of winning the football game, and it's like, we won't, like, look at these people. Dude, how many Asian fans did you see in the stands for Texas? Did you happen to pick up on that, or was that just me?
I saw a couple of funny tweets on them. I won't quote them, but there was a couple of funny tweets about all the Asian Texas fans. Who knew?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever seen an Asian football fan, not one time, in the stands. I haven't. And then this game, they were really feeling the Asian people. Shout out to the Asian guys that are all up on the football side of things now. You gotta love it, dude. Let's see. We got this is another. I really for some reason this really threw me off, and we got to talk about it. LiAngelo Ball has signed a deal with Def Jam and Universal Music Group, a representation from his label Born to Ball Music Group says. Sources say his deal is worth as much as 13 million beans and gives Ball full ownership of his music. I believe he's getting $8 million guaranteed in this deal. And you want to talk about a big bag alert? LiAngelo Ball gets paid after one song. And that just literally will tell you what it is like. Once you kind of make your name for yourself somewhere, you find a place, a niche, like you can kind of start to dabble in doing some other stuff. $13 million deal for the whoa. Is a song like, God, respect LiAngelo Ball, BB. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I mean, part of it could have been also Lonzo Ball coming out and saying Got my dog squeaking a toy. Kind of never stops once we go live. But Lonzo Ball said he knows that he will be able to do this, and he says you guys wouldn't believe how much music he's already got in the vault that he's made over the past couple years. So excited to see if the rest of his songs are as good as Whoa. But I guess we'll have to see.
I'm excited to find out. I mean, I guess he's like he's taking this thing pretty dang seriously, and you cannot hate on that. Like, hey, if this is what the route you want to take with your life, respect, brother. Just as long as you're grinding, as long as you're happy. Like you said that he's headlining a festival, right? Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud. And the thing I saw was he was the first performance of the entire. I'm pretty sure it's a multi-day thing, like a weekend type thing.
Yep.
And to kick off the entire thing, he's the first performer. And I'm sure it being as recent as it is, I'm sure the crowd's going to be loving it.
The crowd is going to be bopping for about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then he's kind of like, all right, y'all have a good time at Rolling Loud. So, I'll be down. I'll be here for it. I mean, if that's, because I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he has one song. He'll probably, release another song or something like that at Rolling Loud, see how the crowd's feeling it. But as far as I'm concerned, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and he can hit the peace sign.
And get up out of quick payday. Quick payday.
Get everybody lit. So shout out to that man, LiAngelo Ball, for getting his big bag alert. Let's see what we dude, I think that kind of stuff is hilarious. I think that we're gonna have to come out with a song at some point whenever we're really booming, whenever we're really boomstick in the world. That year, Kai Cenat came out, like his boys always come out with a cipher. Maybe we'll come out with a yearly cipher where we just kind of get on the track and go crazy.
If the diss track trend ever comes back around, we might have to hop on that.
Who are we who we dissing first?
I mean, probably just to get some clout. Probably have to be like Nightcap with Ocho and Shannon. Who knows if that's still gonna be a thing? First Take, Stephen A can get it. Barstool might be able to get a diss track on him.
You know who actually can get it is Skip Bayless can get it. Skip, come on, Skip.
Yo.
I'd go for Barstool would be Barstool, dude. I feel like they would fire back too, because I mean they already dropped one for that man Zach Bryan, so it'd be I'd be down to do that.
I feel like you'd probably be down to make one on like Jason Whitlock and Joy Taylor or something. I think that's who you
would. Yeah, all right, bro. Dude, that video, I don't know if I still got it. That peanut butter skin.
Gotta keep your distance, Jay.
I would go at him for sure, dude. But you talked about Shannon Sharpe, Chad Ochocinco. That show, it might not exist here in a couple months. I mean, it seems like they've got a little bit of beef going on. Chad Ochocinco's pissed because Shannon Sharpe signed a new group of ladies to the Shay Shay Media Squad. I didn't really know if Chad Ochocinco was part owner in Shay Shay Media or if he's just on a co-host on Nightcap or like what it really is, but it seemed like he was pretty pissed about these girls being a part of the squad, and he said, "I'll just start my own damn podcast, BB."
Yeah, not too sure about what the ownership split between the two, but yeah, clearly he quote tweeted at least twice I've seen already on Twitter, not too happy about the new partnership with it was like I don't even know what it was called. It was like it was something like Batty's podcast or something, and he was not down with it. Said nobody wants to ask me about this, and so I guess we'll see where this goes. I'm pretty sure it's still new news, like within the last couple hours. So, but that's a great show. Nightcap is a fast, new, growing show. I'd be sad to see it go.
Well, I mean, I'll say like Shay Shay Media has other stuff outside of just Nightcap. So he has the Shay Shay pod where he has random different people on like once a week where they have some whiskey and all that stuff. And he had Kai Cenat on not too long ago. So I'm curious to see so this is the tweet. Shay Media says, "We're proud to announce that Humble Baddies has joined the Shay Media family. Thank you to Sherelle, Ashley, and Alexis. The newest episode of Humble Baddies is out right now on their YouTube channel. Go like, subscribe, watch, and share." And he tagged them in there. And Chad Ochocinco quotes it, "So nobody was going to run this by me first to see if I was okay with this partnership?" And then a little bit later, y'all got me yucked up. I'll do my own damn podcast. So Shannon Sharpe, Chad Ochocinco, a little bit of Trouble in Paradise. They've come up with a pretty good podcast. That's a good podcast. It's hilarious.
Pretty hilarious. It's pretty hilarious.
And it's go ahead.
It's just like it feels like the three uncles at the cookout whenever they had Deion Sanders on there, just like chopping up. It was just hilarious, man. My favorite quote maybe of Nightcap is whenever Deion was asked Ocho, "What are you gonna do when I strap on my cleats and come guard you?" And Ocho said, "You can't do nothing with 3 toes now." And
yeah,
it was too good. It was too good.
That was good. That was good. I feel like Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharpe, they've got like a very unique duo right there. They found their niche in there. I just think it's hilarious how Shannon is able to get on Shay or Nightcap one night, kind of talk about busting down butt cheeks and and what he did to her and you know what I got and you know what I got now, Ocho. It's like, dude, whoa. And then the next morning he's rocking a suit and talking to Shannon Sharpe on ESPN. I think it's amazing the way that he's leveraged his personal brand, and I'm completely here for it. Shannon is a guy that I mean, in certain aspects I look up to. He's a beast. Not all.
He's hilarious, man. He's hilarious.
Absolutely hilarious, dude. Mike Tomlin, BB. Last time the Steelers won a playoff game, 18-16 versus the Kansas City Chiefs in 2017. Since then, they have lost 6 straight games in the playoffs, BB. Haven't won yet. They've been drafting at number 20 for literally it feels like the past decade. It's been a long time with Mike Tomlin, and some people want Mike Tomlin gone. How do you feel about the Pittsburgh Steelers situation after losing 28-14 and really not even making it look close? It didn't look good the entire game. Like Kirk Herbstreit called it perfectly. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Where's the fight? Where's the pushback? Where's the trying hard for this game? We see plays like Dante Jackson letting the guy have a first down, straight up have it. Yeah. And Lamar Jackson runs all over the steel curtain defense. You got the offensive side of the ball, not knowing what's going on, not making plays. You got to love George Pickens. He's an absolute dog. But other than that, it's like, where are we? Where's the physical nature? We're getting bullied. And this is Mike Tomlin's team now. So, BB, what do you think about the current status of the Pittsburgh Steelers? And are you getting a new head coach if you're Omar Khan and the owner of the Steelers?
I don't know if I'm getting a new head coach, but I think you definitely have to do something about the quarterback position. We see it every year. The NFL, more than college, is kind of just a quarterback dominant league. Like the teams with the best quarterbacks, excluding the Cincinnati Bengals this year, but usually the best quarterbacks when it comes to it in the playoffs win. And since Ben Roethlisberger, who I believe was their quarterback when they beat the Chiefs, they have had Kenny Pickett, Russell Wilson, Mason Rudolph. Like these are just not guys. So I think
Mitch Trubisky,
Mitch Trubisky in there as well. Like they just haven't had the guy at the quarterback position. And yesterday after the game, George Pickens was in an interview, and they're like, "You guys seem to be making strides on the offensive side of the ball. Like, does this give you optimism going forward to the next couple of years?" He was like, "Nah." Like he knows, like we just don't got the right dude leading it. We said it previewing up to the game. You showed the clip of Cam Hayward, kind of like cram it, Russ, like shut up. And like usually people play like Tom Brady elevated the entire team. Everybody wanted to play for Tom Brady, wanted to play for the Patriots. You could see it how hard the team played both sides of the ball. And I feel like when you don't have that leader especially at the QB position, you kind of have people like Dante Jackson taking plays off in that case, just kind of letting the guy get a couple more yards, just keep churning down the field. And if you want to win big playoff games against these big teams, you can't take any plays off. You can't take any.
It's hard for me to not believe that this team would not play harder for Justin Fields. Like
it's just a little more juice.
It's a little more juice, man. And it's not cringy the way that Russell Wilson goes about it. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm a grown man, I don't need him. Come on, guys. We can do it. I'm telling you. If you just believe. It's like, man, get out of my face, Russ. Like, seriously, get out of my face. And I think that kind of stuff, they're not bought in. Like, they were not bought in to play for Russ. I feel like things would have gone a little bit better if Justin Fields was the guy. I'm not saying Fields would have been the better QB. I don't know. He didn't really play, but they looked good when Fields was playing, BB. Like, I'm pretty sure they were 4-1 whenever they made the switch over to Russell Wilson, maybe 3-1, but they were playing just fine and they played well. And it wasn't like this offense is completely stalling. So I think that you're completely right in terms of quarterback, leader, who do we believe in? It's hard to say that Russell Wilson's the guy. In terms of Tomlin, I cannot sit here and say you should fire Mike Tomlin, BB. If you think about the head coaching carousel, who are you going to play or who are you going to hire as the head coach in Pittsburgh that you can say is better as an option than Mike Tomlin?
I mean, at the NFL level, I don't think there is a coach you can say is better than Mike Tomlin. I think you could go a different route, although I don't think they will fire Mike Tomlin. I feel like that has some pretty big pushback around the league. Like a guy like Mike McCarthy, offensive mind, I feel like you could go to a different direction like that. But if you were looking for a leader of men, a guy to motivate your team, even though we were just saying they weren't very motivated because of the quarterback, Mike Tomlin is he's kind of the best in the business at that. Like, we've seen it on Hard Knocks a couple times. Like, if you want a guy to lead a locker room, it's Mike Tomlin.
I agree. I mean, like, the only person that I could see maybe doing a better job, maybe, we don't really know, is Deion Sanders. And Deion Sanders, it seems like he might be getting a head coaching job here in the NFL. You said that he is the betting favorite to be the Dallas Cowboys head coach, correct, BB?
Yeah, it said Mike McCarthy negotiations fell through. He is not returning to be the Cowboys head coach. So that means the Dallas Cowboys are on the head coach search. Some would say the biggest job in the National Football League. We said you need to bring juice to places like the Cowboys and the Raiders, big markets. You need to have a coach that brings juice. But Deion, I think Deion definitely would. I'm sure those tickets would be sold out the day he got hired for the entire season with how much juice he would bring to Dallas.
Yep. I mean, juice, one thing, and that's awesome. But just the fact that he can actually coach too helps. That really helps. Yeah. I think that Deion Sanders, he is like one of very few. Like, he is, to me, upper echelon in terms of being a coach, in terms of being a leader, in terms of bringing some juice, like you said. People like some aura would be awesome around Deion Sanders, and the fact that he might make he's the kind of guy, he'll make a move, baby. He'll go out and he'll go get his guy, and he will demand greatness from his team. You saw it at Colorado. The moment he got hired, the very first time he talked to the team, some of y'all going to have to go ahead and pack your bags, baby, because I'm bringing in my guys, and we're going to do so. And he did. He did just that. Guys had to pack their bags. Guys, it was time to bounce. He brought some of his guys in, and in 2 years, this team went from potentially the worst team in the entire country in college football to being considered in college football playoff contention. And if you give them another year or two, they could be competing for a national championship straight like that. So it's like, yeah, that's the kind of stuff that will translate to the NFL because he's the kind of guy who's like, cut, you can't play, cut, you, Shmel, on the other side. Hey, we need to move up, Jerry. We need, like, he's one of the guys who might have the gonads to go to Jerry and say, hey, we need to move up and go get this guy. He can play ball. I'm telling you that right now. And how do I know? Why? Because I did it in the league for a long time, So he's the kind of guy that I'm like, man, this guy, if you can get Deion Sanders, if you can get your hands on Deion Sanders at any level, you do just that.
Yeah, I would. I'd be really interested to see, and I'm sure he would make an aggressive move because you never know in the NFL nowadays. You don't know how long your leash is going to be. Like some coaches hired for the first time, gone within the same year. So if you're the coach, you need to be able to go make that aggressive move. And Deion very well could go get his boy, go get Shedeur, and see where they go. The Panthers do play the Cowboys next season. I wouldn't mind it to be against Deion. I wouldn't mind
it. I'd go. It's for somehow we're playing them at home again next year. I don't really know how that works, but this would be the third year in a row. I think we play the Cowboys at home. We definitely played them at home last year and this year. So, I mean, this is going to be the third year in a row playing the Cowboys at home. I'm here for it. So the Cowboys, they stack our stadium out, dude. It's a little bit ridiculous.
I think we're on the rise. I think we're going back to 2015 next year. The bank's gonna be jumping. Bank's gonna be jumping.
Freaking hope so. We've been posting on TikTok every day, trying to get Garrett Wilson to Carolina. We'll see if somehow, some way, he sees that post some days. Like, you know what? Just for those two lads, I'll do it. These guys have posted for 62 days in a row. They want me to play for them. Sure, why not? Give me the contract.
I'll do it. Season tickets, 2 signed jerseys, give them a box, coming to Carolina.
That's what we're going for here. That's what we're going for. I bet you he could change the culture here in Carolina just like that. The belief, just like that. It would be pretty special, dude. It'd be pretty special. Speaking of, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think we definitely are gonna do something. Dan Morgan said it in his postseason presser. We're gonna be aggressive in free agency and in the draft, making moves. So, what that means, I don't know. I give his first offseason probably a 8 or 9 out of 10. Let's see if second offseason, first full season under his belt. We've seen where this roster has holes, specifically on the defensive line. So we'll see where he goes out and addresses it. I'm excited. I really am.
I'm excited too. I think like he's given himself a longer leash, after this first year. Cause like not just the off season, you think about in-season moves, getting rid of Deontay Johnson. It seemed like at the perfect time. He was going off his rocker the week before, maybe 2 weeks before. He's talking about, I can't play every position. Now it's like, come on, dog. Then we get rid of him. Now he's recording 1 reception for like 12 yards for the Houston Texans in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not that guy anymore. He got rid of Mingo for a 4th round pick from the Cowboys. That's pretty good. Yeah. And then you go back to the draft. He made moves. You know what I'm saying? He didn't mind moving around, trading up, trading back. Hopefully Xavier Legette ends up being a hit. But other than that, like pretty solid draft. So I think for me, at least, if I'm like the owner, if I'm, Dave Canales, I'm trusting his scouting department. I'm trusting his plan for the team. And let's move forward with however you want to go about it, Mr. Morgan. I think that we're going to be seeing some good stuff. You went your general manager route though in terms of mock drafts recently. What did you? Let's hear some of the draft picks that you scribed up for us.
I was a trade back machine in these mock drafts. One of them, I couldn't even fit all the picks on one screen. I still had 3 below the screen, but in one of them, traded back to pick 11, and we picked up Mason Graham from Michigan. We picked up Jahad Campbell from Alabama, Kyle Kennard from South Carolina, Alfred Collins from Texas. I see. Once we get to like the late third and fourth round, I don't really know these guys. So every pick, I go and like look up a couple people and see what they were talking about. In the D tackle from Texas that I took in the third there, 6'5", 350. So that is a run stopper. Pair him next to Derek Brown. I don't know if he'd get in the rotation too much if we got Derek Brown and Mason Graham. But just another body, more depth.
Absolutely.
That's what we need, because we've seen this year when Derek Brown goes down, boy, we're in trouble. In trouble.
Wait, did you draft D-line for the first 4 picks of the draft?
3. Jihad Campbell, off-ball linebacker.
Oh, okay,
still in the box though. Still in the front 7. We're stopping the run. We're stopping the run.
Can't stand what we have in the front 7 right now.
It's pitiful. Gravy. It's pitiful to watch a team just be able to chunk 6 yards at a time, just handing the ball off. Like it's brutal.
It's miserable. There were a couple plays yesterday, dude, in the Washington Commanders game where I saw Kalijah Kancey and Vita Vea dual teaming, just dogging the Commanders front line. It's like, man, you gotta want to draft Mason Graham in the first round. Have 2 absolute dogs on the front line. Like that is. I need it. I'm gonna be honest. I need that more than I need an edge rusher, because you can stop the run like that. And so they're getting in the backfield on pass plays too. And I feel like there's nothing more game breaking than having a guy as a quarterback coming at you right down the middle. Because it's like, where are you supposed to go now, man? If you have good pass rush lanes, it's like you can't go nowhere if you're getting dominated in the middle. So I'm a big Mason Graham guy in the first round. I really am.
In a sleeper pick, a shout out. I was watching P&P podcast, their mock draft, and he was informing me on this guy, the guy from Virginia Tech, the edge, Antoine Powell Ryland. He's 6'3". I looked him up too while I was in the draft. He's 6'3", 250. This year at Virginia Tech, he had 16 sacks. He's an explosive athlete off the edge, a lot of upside. 16 sacks in the ACC. ACC is not the best conference, but 16 sacks in a Power 4 conference. Nonetheless, clearly he knows what he's doing out there on the edge, and he's like a third, fourth, possibly 5th round guy right now. So who knows?
16 sacks that's good stuff.
But dude, the guy from Marshall, can you do a stat check real quick on him? Mike Green. Just Mike, I'm pretty sure he was in the 20s. And he's supposed to be like a 2nd round pick. Mike Green, edge from Marshall. Like, is that guy going to be a dog? I guess we'll have to see. But his numbers are ridiculous.
Mike Green, Marshall. Let's see. He had 17 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. 17 sacks, bro.
He was getting home.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, that is absolutely ridiculous. Let's see what was, dude. I'm looking at like his game log, and he's doing it every single game, dude.
Mike Green,
every game. Where did it go? Yeah, it's literally just every game. He's recording sacks, making plays. 1.5, 2, 1, 2.5, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1. Sack. Jeez, I like it.
Yeah, he's been shooting up the boards. But then I had another one. I did it on a different draft website just to see where we were looking like. And I traded all the way back to pick 26 from 8. And at 26, we still land Jalen Walker from Georgia. We also pick up Xavier Watts, JT Tuimoloau, Tez Johnson, Jack Sawyer, Malachi Moore, Cam Scatterbo, Jordan Birch from Oregon. Like, that's talent. How many draft picks did I have in this one? I drafted 14 players.
All defensive line.
Yeah. One of them's got to be a hit, right?
One of them's got to be a hit at some point, dude. But I was just talking about mock drafts are awesome, and it's almost the season for actual draft season, off-season stuff, and I'm excited for that. We talked about it, like the actual mock drafts are going to look a lot different here in about 2 or 3 months before the actual draft happens than they look today. Like, there's so many guys like Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward. I'm trying to figure out how we can get Shedeur Sanders with Deion Sanders, but the Cowboys don't draft until later, like after pick. They probably draft, my guess would be like 14, 15 or something like that.
I think it's like 11 or 12.
Is it?
So I mean, it's possible. I can search it up real quick because we're a Saints are 9, Bears are 10. I know that for sure.
Searching. Can't find nothing.
Where's 12? Yeah, they're 12. Okay. They're 12. This mock draft, they're going with Ashton Jeanty.
They do need an RB, and Jeanty just said that it would be a dream come true to play for the Dallas Cowboys, Speedy. So I don't know why that feels right though. That feels just as right as Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders in Dallas.
I absolutely could see Jeanty in Dallas. I feel like Jerry's always been the guy that's not afraid to take the RB high. That took Zeke at like 4. Like if his team needs an RB, I don't know why they didn't go after Derrick Henry this offseason. He said it would be too expensive, but then he signed a 10. He was making $10 million or $10 million with the Ravens. Like NFL terms, that's not expensive at all.
No, it's not that expensive. Maybe they didn't get along. I don't know. I feel like the Cowboys do tend to have a good running back, though. You know, good run game just in general, and absolutely didn't have that. They simply didn't have that this year. It could have been a little bit better. I think Rico Dowdle came along later on in the season, but the Cowboys just weren't the Cowboys this year. And Ashton Jeanty might put them back to where they should be. Mike McCarthy is not going to be their head coach. It seems like, though, which is interesting to me. I don't know. It felt like he wasn't going to be their coach, but it's also like, who else do you want to be your coach, Jerry? I guess Deion Sanders would not be a bad option there. So I guess we'll see what happens there.
I bet you if Deion doesn't stick, I bet you he's going after Ben Johnson hardcore.
You got to. I just wonder if if the Lions lose, is Ben Johnson going to stay with Detroit again? I just genuinely wonder why he hasn't gone and taken a job. It's got to be because he's looking for the perfect position, right?
Yeah, I think so. In just the past couple of years, he's like, I feel like if you have any doubt, why not go back to being the best offensive coordinator in the league? And next year, you'll be the number one choice again.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like he's played his cards perfectly, because now it's like, yeah, if he would have taken a job 2 or 3 years ago, like he would have had to coach, the Panthers or something like that when we were at our absolute worst. And 2 years of that would have not been fun. But now he sticks around, and yesterday's price is not today's price. That man, he's going to be getting paid wherever he goes now, because it's been consecutive years of him getting better as an offensive coordinator. And so he's played his cards just about as good as you could possibly play them.
Yeah, I mean, opening like the Cowboys opens up, just not because of a firing, not because of a terrible season, not what the Cowboys expected, but middle of the road season opening. I don't know.
Could be Dak Prescott is, fairly similar to Jared Goff. You know what I'm saying? He could make some gadgety plays with Dak Prescott. And honestly, Dak could be utilized in more effective ways than Jared Goff can, in that offense for Ben Johnson. I feel like it's something that he will definitely consider. So I'm excited to see what happens with that Cowboys opening. There's a lot of jobs that need to be filled, but one job that did get filled is the New England Patriots job. Mike Vrabel is now the head coach of the New England Patriots, and that feels right too. It just feels right having a guy. It absolutely fits. A guy who used to play for the Pats, a guy who's like, I don't know, from what I see on social media, he could be a young Bill Belichick, maybe like with a little more juice, a little more new school version of Bill Belichick, but his team's going to play good defense, and there seems like they're going to run the rock. You know what I'm saying? It feels right in New England with Mike Vrabel as their new coach.
Yeah, I mean, he had success with the Titans. They were in multiple AFC championship games, never made it to the big game, but multiple AFC championship games with Derrick Henry in his time there. But his quarterback was Ryan Tannehill, so obviously not the best of the bunch. Now he's going to have Drake May as his QB. Is he going to be able to turn that ship around? It's interesting to see what they do at number 4. They're going to try to get a guy like Travis Hunter. They're going to get that franchise left tackle, Will Campbell. I mean, I feel like usually we've seen you get your guy, then you get the franchise left tackle or right tackle. Multiple teams have done that, whether that's through free agency, like the Bengals did, like the Chiefs did, or whether that's through the draft. So interested to see the draft. I feel like the Patriots could be the biggest wild card in the draft. They could go Abdul Carter. They could go Mason Graham. They could go Will Campbell. They could go Travis Hunter. Like, they could go a multitude of directions.
Which is a good place to be. And like we talked about, man, he's going to have a lot of cap space to fool around with in free agency too. Like, Vrabel's in a good spot. The general manager's in a good spot. And the fact that Vrabel did not have a job last year is crazy to me. I think it seems like he's a pretty damn good coach. I guess we're going to find out here with the Patriots. Drake May, I'm sure he's excited for him to be his coach. I think in the draft, yeah, you're right, dude. Jeez. He could go anywhere with it. It depends on like where they go. I mean, obviously, it depends on where they go with the free agency stuff. I could see them trying to sign a guy like T. Higgins just for a receiver, because I remember he wasn't too happy when the Titans traded away A.J. Brown, right? Like, he was pretty pissed about it.
I have no idea, but looking in hindsight, I'm sure he regretted that decision for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't have any say in it. He was just like, "What the are we doing?" Pretty much. Like, so hopefully there's going to be some. They're going to align well there. Do we have anybody checking us out on TikTok today?
We had not really. We had a couple, Ryan and Adam Reich, and then one person, LePassion.
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 What's up, Adam? What's up, LePassion? Appreciate y'all chilling with us today. Let's see. I mean, let's make some final predictions, because I know you it seemed like you changed your mind on your pick, didn't you?
I don't know if I've changed my mind. I'm not entirely confident in either one. So that's fine.
Vikings Rams. That's a good game, dog. That's a good game. I'm excited to see what happens in that one. Matthew Stafford has really I don't know why. I like Stafford. I'm a big fan of Stafford. He's got an absolute hose. He's played for a long time, so he sees it. He knows what's going on out there. Puka, I already told you earlier in the season, he's top 5 if you ask me. Bro is like that. Puka is like that. And Cooper Kupp, he's vintage. And we'll see what they got in that with that connection tonight. Kyron Williams, they got a Pro Bowl defensive tackle or defensive end, Jared Verse. Like, they got guys in LA. I'm all over LA. But Sam Darnold, this also feels like one of those games where it's like they set that line nice and low for you to take the cheese, Key, take the cheese, baby. And the Vikings do what they've been doing all season, and that's just winning football games. The defense is nasty. Sam Darnold does enough. Jay Jettis is the best wide receiver in the entire league. This is going to be a fun game, and there's really no other way to scratch it. The same way the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game and the versus the Commanders yesterday, great game. And I think we're going to get a little bit more of that tonight.
I think it definitely could be a high-scoring game. I could see in the 30s both teams. We've seen Matthew Stafford in the playoffs. I went back and looked today. when he's in the playoffs, the coach puts it in his hands and they sling the rock. So we could in last game against the Lions, Sam Darnold threw it over 40 times. So both these teams are capable of throwing the ball a lot, putting up big numbers. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it too. It's gonna be good stuff. Guaranteed. I got the Rams in that one though. I believe in Sean McVay. Kevin O'Connell's a great coach too, though, dude. This game is gonna be crazy. I could see this game being crazy. I think they're playing in Glendale. Hopefully, all the fans are able to travel. Dude, I'm not kidding. I went to a Pittsburgh Steelers bar for the Steelers versus Ravens game. I cannot wait for the Carolina Panthers to be nasty at football again. It turns like the fact that they could do that states and miles and like just so far away from the actual city of Pittsburgh. I can only imagine what the city of Charlotte is going to do when Bryce Young, Garrett Wilson, all of these guys come together. Our main man, Dave Canales, leading the team. We have aura boosted back into Carolina. The defense is nice with it. I cannot wait, man, because the energy in that bar, Dilworth Pub and Grill and Bar, which is the same place where David Tepper went in, knocked the guy's hat off because of their sign. That's a Pittsburgh Steelers bar. And we're downstairs. It was rocking. There was a lady with a Ravens scarf on. In their face. And these people were ready to kill her. I mean, like the whole I don't care that you're a girl thing. I promise that stood that night. It was about to go crazy at Dilworth Pub. They kicked her out. Kick her out. And she's like, don't touch me. That's it was, dude. I can't. Football and sports is one of the very few places where that many people can come together. And it's like, it's a rivalry game, dog. Like that's how it's supposed to be. It was freaking awesome in Dilworth Pub and Grill this Saturday. I hope that we can, the Carolina Panthers can build something like that and see what the city can do going forward, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. You said it best there. It's crazy what a good professional football team will do to people. Like people, it's just it's a completely different vibe when your team's winning. So Panthers boom, the city of Charlotte would be booming. We've seen it before with Cam 2015. That place was rocking in the playoffs. It's packed to the brim, not an open seat in the house, and it just Cam's running up and down the sidelines. Oh, and it's just rocking, man. I need that again. I need it.
I absolutely need it. I also need the stadium to we need a little more juice, dog. When I went to Atlanta, they had this swag surfing. They had people doing step and line dances. They had people every single time out. Somebody, Atlanta, get on your feet. And it's like, man, that place was jumping the entire game. People are like, we need some of that here in Carolina, not just at the end of the game, the old sweet Carolina. Bah, bah, bah. That's good. That is good. End of game if we finally get a win. But let's get a little more flavor in the building. You know what I'm saying? So
I like it a lot.
Yep, that's where we're at for right now. Hopefully this weekend we'll have our main man, breaking news, Caden Robinson has officially transferred, committed to UCLA in Los Angeles, California, teaming back up with his man, Joey Aguilar, quarterback. So Caden Robinson, end of the season, tears his ACL. We talked about it. We posted about it. Man, friend of the show, we really we were down for him. You know what I mean? It's like, man, what's his career going to look like now? Senior season, last season, tears his ACL. He has some big dreams to play in the league. What is he going to do now? He decides, I'm going to transfer. I'm going to go play more ball, and I'm going to play in a Power 4 conference, Big Ten, UCLA. Okay, let's go. Committed. Congratulations to our man, Caden Robinson. Hopefully he's able to make some magic happen in LA. And I can't wait to ask him what's that NIL deal talking about in LA, baby. Come
What's
on,
that?
man.
What's them pockets looking like? But yeah, I mean, got an opportunity to go on a national stage bigger than Appalachian State and show his talent. So I'm sure UCLA is going to have some nationally televised games against some good teams. Not sure who they play next year, but if they play like an Ohio State, a Penn State against a big team like that, and you show out, that name starts rising up the boards, and it only takes a couple performances to boost that stock.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, especially in a Power Four conference. Man, hopefully, I don't know why. I feel like college football would be better if UCLA was good. I don't know why. I just feel like UCLA is a pretty. I mean, I'm also from Pasadena, California. I'm right outside the Rose Bowl, but like I feel like UCLA would be it'd be good for college ball if a team out west actually had some fight. Damn it, USC, UCLA. Give them some flavor. Arizona State wasn't bad this year, but hey, we'll see what happens there. Hopefully, we'll have Caden Robinson on the show sometime this week or pretty soon to talk about his experience coming off the ACL tear, transferring, traveling out there out west, committing, and we'll see if we can get him on the show this week, man. But until tomorrow, guys, let's go ahead and crack up the fist. Appreciate you guys chilling, kicking it with us today. I just want to say today, if you have a goal, man, freaking go get it. Freaking go get it. I believe that it's one of those things that you can grind for, man. You can really get out there and get the job done if you really want to. BB, real quick, actually. You talking about the gym. The hardest thing is to get there, right?
Yep, by far. Once you're there, it's fine. It's literally just putting on the shoes and walking in the door. Hardest thing.
Hardest part about it. I couldn't agree more. You you're one of your big goals right now is being in the gym more often, grinding out in the gym. And it's true. The hardest piece is literally just getting in the door. And this is just one example. You know what I mean? It's a simple yes every single day. And it's a simple no to other things every single day. And it's not easy, but it is simple. So fist back up, guys. Say yes to the right things today. Say no to the wrong things today. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Hopefully, somehow, some way, we were able to make you smile today. Go out and do the same. Peace. Tick, tick.
Boom.